Jeremy Boring has some advice for young people, more especially Generation Z. And I thought I should give out the context of Jeremy Boring. As most of you may know, he was the CEO of Daily Wire. He moved from CEO like I believe 1 year ago. Currently, he's doing his own podcast. In this episode, which he did on the thumbnail, because I believe it is so essential, it's going to give a context of the video which you're going to see. There's the individuals who he used on the thumbnail was Tucker Carlson, Candice Owen, Majoria Taylor Greene, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, I saw Thomas Massey. Those were the individuals who were on the thumbnail. And he is trying to illustrate that young people should not follow these individuals. These individuals are leading them in the wrong direction. They are enabling them to be in a mental situation where they feel they are victims. But let's have a look on the video on a few things which we discussed, and then we are going to share more thoughts.
And that starts with honor. Honor your fathers, not just the man whose last name you have, all of them, the men and women who came before you, the ones who built the country, the ones who fought the wars, the ones who wrote the books, the ones who passed down the faith, the ones who failed and got back up, the ones who got it wrong, and the ones who got it right. The whole inheritance. You don't have to agree with every one of them. You don't have to like them. You don't have to copy them, but you do have to honor them.
If there is one thing which I can agree with Jeremy Boring is that young individuals need to honor their elders. That's something which most individuals will agree. But if there's one thing which I am always a skeptic, is when individuals start throwing Bible verses in order to suit their narrative. I am currently reading a book, A People's History. It is a book which is discussing the United States. And it gives out some narratives where even missionaries were okay when the individuals, the natives, were being colonized and treated as slaves. They were okay, for instance, when African individuals were taken from their homeland forcefully to go and be slaves. When the African continent was being colonized, the first individuals to arrive on the continent were missionaries. And these missionaries were the individuals who organized or prepared the way, just like in the Bible, for the colonizers to be in this continent. So, why did I give that context? It is because Jeremy Boring has gone ahead and used his perspective, this biblical narrative that individuals, young people, need to obey their parents. And he goes ahead and he doesn't live actually on parents alone. He goes and stretches the mark. He goes to those people in officials, in public offices, soldiers, all those people. They need to be honored. And if you consider the situation at the moment in the United States, this is a narrative which Jeremy Boring positions himself as, I can say, a messiah, as a person who has some high moral grounds, that he is in a position to convince, to advise young individuals on what they need to see is right and also what they need to see as wrong. So it has emerged from this situation where young people, more especially young people and millennials, are opposing the Iran war. These young people are the ones who opposed or were against the genocide which was being committed in Gaza. So Jeremy Boring observes these people as being misled, that they can't judge what is right or what is wrong from what they have observed and from what they can see going on. For instance, when Donald Trump was campaigning to gain or to have the second term, he promised that the United States was not a country which was going to be in continuous wars. But he has gone and attacked a lot of countries. I can mention a few. he went ahead and abducted the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. He was in a war with the Yemenis, that is the Houthis. He threatened to go and take Greenland. He was one of those individuals who is now preparing to go and attack Cuba. He is making the people of Cuba to go through hell because he has put sanctions in place. The same case is a narrative which he will try to spread about South Africa. He said that the whites were being massacred in South Africa. But when most individuals are observing that reality happening in other places, for instance, during the first days of the war between the United States against Iran together with Israel, 160 kids were murdered. They were killed by American bombs. So, would you say that young people in America, they don't have the right mindset, they don't have the right framework to judge that the United States was on the wrong side? Most individuals do agree that the US-Iran war, which was initiated by the United States, should not have started. Now, when most individuals, more especially young people, oppose this war, would you say that they have been misguided by the likes of Candace Owen, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, or maybe those individuals who are sharing their thoughts on the internet, they convince these individuals to make wrong judgment? I believe this is what Jeremy Boring is trying to illustrate, and he is coming now in a form of a priest, a high priest. He is coming as a church leader, as an individual who has seen more than what the young people have seen. That the young people can't really differentiate from was what was supposed to happen, for instance, in the case of the United States going against Iran, that Iran was the individual who was being harassed. It has observed, or it had already committed itself in an agreement which they made between the United States and Iran. And it is the United States which decided to walk away. So Jeremy Boring believes that these young people are kind of stupid. They can't make their own right judgment. That even though some of them have already gone to universities, have already joined colleges, others are in high schools, that they can be in the wrong. I am not saying that these young people are perfect. They can also make some mistakes. And most of the time, young people tend to make a lot of mistakes. But from the approach which I saw Jeremy Boring using the Bible, using kind of age to kind of try to rectify these young people for making the right decision, is what I'm angry about. The American conservative, where Donald Trump was able to convince young people to vote for him because he was going to make America to be the first priority. Now he has gone ahead and done completely the opposite. Now it's no longer about America. It's about individuals who are in the high classes. In this same discussion, Jeremy Boring said that individuals, the young people, are some of the individuals who are going to inherit a huge chunk of wealth. But if you tell these individuals they are going to inherit a huge chunk of wealth, while their parents are not in that position even to take them to good institutions, then who are you really talking to? Are you talking to kids of the elites or those young people who are the majority and can't afford to pay for their education? Some of them are so stuck in these huge debts. So Jeremy Boring is trying to change the perception, or trying to figure out how they can be in a position to control the youth. But as currently as things seem, it is not going to happen. Donald Trump is actually losing the common support among his people. Even though there are those MAGA supporters, more especially the boomers, who strongly do believe still Donald Trump is the Messiah, is the person responsible to move them from Egypt to Canaan. But young people are not in that train. They have already left. That's why individuals like Candace Owen, Tucker Carlson, Majola Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey have huge individuals voting for them or following their own podcasts because they agree with them or they see that these are some of the people who have some principles. While Donald Trump promised that he was going to release Epstein files, he was not going to go into new wars. But immediately he assumed office, he kind of made these individuals who were his strong followers to look stupid because he shamed them for trying to find or to have access to Epstein files. He, he calls those individuals who are not supporting the Iran war as traitors. So, Jeremy Boring, I believe it's too late for you as an individual to go ahead and try to convince young people that some of the things which they are making or some of the decisions which they are making at the moment are wrong decisions. I believe some of these individuals, young people, are making informed decisions compared to boomers who are misleading the American society into endless wars. I would like your thoughts in the comment section when it comes to Jeremy Boring trying to advise young people, more especially to follow blindly what the not the millennials but the boomers are saying. Is that legit advice or is trying to change the narrative and divert the attention of young people from what the boomers are reading the country, more especially the United States, into? I would like your thoughts in the comment section, and if you have found some value out of this, just go ahead, subscribe, share, like. See you in my next one. Siku njema.